Friends, and a welcome to another stream of the REBBL play-ins for play-ins Division A. I'm here with Huanchi today, who is actually, again, one of the coaches from the league. Now, Huanchi, we're seeing today Red Hides the Blood up against a human squad, whose name suddenly escapes me. Oh, my brain stopped working. Nuffle X Machina. You played against Red Hides the Blood just last week, or last game day, I suppose. What did you make of the Wood Elven team?
Well, the Wood Elves, I mean, they are still healthy, even though I tried to kill them.
You did?
He played really well. Very good offensive drive. Hard to stop him, actually, because, I didn't stop him. He scored on me. But if you can kill his players, there is a chance to win versus the Buddhists, definitely.
I mean, you certainly left Caldegon with something to remember you by. It lost a guard lineman, and they lost a wrestle dodge lineman as well. So it's a somewhat diminished Elven team coming to today's game.
Yeah, I don't know how I spell his name. Kia City? I don't know.
I think it was she or something like that.
Well, I guess he is pretty happy that I killed the Woodies, so but I also played versus him already.
Oh, hey, honey, how's it going? So we're covering some of the Reddit Eternal Blood Bowl League's play-ins, which is a sort of a playoffs thing where. So Huanchi is one of the coaches who is playing in that. Happy weekend to you too. You've never seen this game before. Well, you're in for a treat. All right, Huanchi, we're gonna orient ourselves to be more explainy than we would normally.
Okay.
So this is the play-ins. So which is it? The team that wins this division gets to go to the playoffs. Is that right, Huanchi?
Yes, I think that's right. The winner goes to the big playoff, and I think the second place go to the minor playoffs.
Yes, the Challenger Cup, if I remember correctly. So this is kind of a pre-playoffs, which is I think the fact there is a pre-playoffs is a pretty good indication of how enormous the Reddit Eternal Blood Bowl League is. I can't even remember how many coaches there are playing, but it's a lot.
Yeah, ton of coaches. I think it's the biggest online league right now, if I remember correctly.
I can believe it. So, we'll have to do a little bit of groundwork in terms of explaining the game for Ihani, since they haven't seen it before. It's basically American football where you're trying to grab hold of the ball, which is currently represented by kind of a blue highlight, and put it into the other end zone, which is the ones with touchdown onto it. It's a turn-based game, so as we see people getting clobbered, in this case, so Tommy Shooter Shicks getting taken out of commission. That was a vanilla lineman, so they're badly hurt. That's a big part of the game, is that people get murdered. You're about to start a game of leagues to be lurking on off. All right, honey, just let us know when you're here, and we'll switch to being more descriptive of what's going on. You're more than welcome. That Valorant tournament was a lot of fun. All right, so to the game itself. So I can't remember actually, Huanchi. Have you played against this human team before?
Yes.
How did that go?
I think I won.
Do you know if it was? Did you do as many casualties as you did against the Wood Elven team?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, I think I have a screenshot somewhere with the injuries and KOs. That was pretty brutal.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I hate playing against the kind of team that you have, Huanchi, with the Chaos Dwarf teams. They start off so incredibly strong, and you've built your team to be incredibly brutal with all that mighty blow.
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less the first time I play Chaos Dwarven team, so I thought, just go for full kill, and let's see how it goes.
So for the Wood Elves, they're setting up their classic defense of 2-2-2-2, making it very hard to break through, because anyone you knock aside will then have a buddy behind them. You can't break through. Looks to be like the humans are going to try and get around the side. And it used to be that the Wood Elven team had 2 linemen with guard, that incredibly valuable skill. But now, of course, as you know, Huanchi, they only have 1.
Yeah. So I like the defense from the Wood Elves. The rows pretty good. but I think the humans clustered a bit too much right now. So the Buddhists can go around. There's even a hole between the right side and the middle cluster where you can freely go through without dodging.
Okay.
And yeah.
So Baron getting KO there. Let's see. So who we got off the pitch? Going to make it Marquis, Dagonet, and Knight. Marquis, Dagonet, and Knight. Marquis, reserves. Dagonet, reserves, and Knight is in reserves as well. So interestingly, Dagonet, the catcher over here, one of the players not brought onto the pitch for this half, is actually an extremely highly skilled catcher. And I was asking before because it seems to have picked up in popularity. They've got block, dodge, sidestep, and diving tackle. What do you make of that skill combo?
That's a pretty good combo, actually. Because if you can't knock this player down, he will always be hugging your ball carrier, and you can't dodge away. So if this guy hugs your ball carrier, you're pretty much doomed, unless you can knock him down somehow.
Yes, it did. Well, it did happen to. So the equivalent player on the Wood Elven team is Tarzan Tim, who's got exactly the same skill lineup. So yes, they'll hang around someone to make it very hard to get rid of them. Unfortunately, their ability to do that was a little bit curtailed by getting punched in the knee in a previous game, losing out on a movement, and only just returning for this game.
I mean, the Wood player didn't have his diving catch piece versus me, so that was pretty nice, because if I carried on the Hobgoblin, this would probably end not good for me. Also, if the ball was in the Bull Centaur, so yeah, it's a hard piece to get by.
I'm kind of curious to know who popularized that, because, I mean, has this idea been around for a while, or is it something that people have recently started picking up?
No, that's a old build. In many guides you can read about this combination.
Oh, hey Shinsuke, welcome to the stream. So we're doing the REBBL play-in, so it's the pre-playoffs. Right now, so Huanji, it's a hugely open play-ins division, because I believe everybody's got one win so far.
Yep.
Though I guess you're amongst the top because you've got a win and a draw, but it's still incredibly tight between all the teams there. Like, what do you think the teams we've got playing here today, what do you think their chances are of winning the play-ins?
I think Callaghan has a pretty good chance, actually. Of course, he needs to win versus Kia. And I think he's a bit stronger than Kia. But in the end, if I compare to the other coaches in the division, like Hindi, for example, he's also a pretty good coach, as far as I know. And, well, if he wins versus Hindi, he's a pretty good spot, and in the end it probably will come down to touchdowns and injuries, maybe between Callaghan and me. So yeah.
Well, speaking of injuries, we do see a blitz on to actually it looks like it's going to be the guard lineman who gets taken out, leaving the war dancer in the middle. But the team values, I mean, the on-pitch team value is actually very similar, but the humans have got a much larger reserve bench. And for the Wood Elves, they've got themselves an extra apothecary, an extra bribe, and an extra bloodwiser babe. And I don't know, I'm gonna what do you reckon of those inducement choices? Since that must have been like 250,000.
Yeah, I think that Callaghan was pretty afraid to lose tons of players again, like versus me, and the bribe will probably help to get some fouling in. I mean, there are some valuable pieces on the human side, and I mean, it's hard to chew through the whole bench, because like 3 reserves is pretty a lot of players, but we will see. Maybe he needs them, the reserves on the human side.
Hey, it is welcome to the stream. Yes, another Austrian casting. It's becoming a thing. Gosh, we could have an all Austrian cast at some point. Intriguing. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the very... Well, what we've actually got on the teams here, since I realize we haven't actually talked about that as of yet.
Yeah.
So, for the humans, the thing which seems to be the most common amongst them is the guard skill, that ability to provide assists, even if you're otherwise impaired. So we can see here we've got 3 guard in the cage, including actually on the ball carrier itself. Another guard over here, and I think that's it. Yes, 4 guard, but that's still a pretty good amount.
Yeah, that's a pretty good amount. Will help caging a lot because the dancers can jump in and get 2 dice on the ball carrier. I mean, right now he probably could because there's one corner of the cage where no guard is in place. So the dancer could jump in from the front and get a 1 dice on the ball carrier right now. Because the ball carrier is a catcher right now. So between the ogre and the agility piece, he could jump into the place and get a 1 dice on the ball with tackle and strip ball.
It seems like it's worth a try because yes, I know before we had Kanuki, who wasn't a huge fan of the Lin Windy, particular this war dancer with shadowing and sidestep, over the more traditionally built Danny Dancer, who has that strip ball, as you mentioned before.
Yeah. Well, what's happening now is this the thing that I explained earlier. So because the humans were clustered in the center, the widows can run around, and now they threaten the cage from behind. So it's a pretty tough situation after 2 turns already for the humans.
I don't know if they're going to be able to break through this particular part here. I mean, because there's a good, again, the last remaining domino remains in place for the time being, keeping a human advance from moving forwards. At least the ball isn't directly threatened this turn, because the blitz has already used that.
Yeah, but the sidestep diving tackle guy is already on the ball carrier, so this will be interesting how Kia will solve the puzzle here.
Oh, there you go. Kanuki's still not a huge fan of the shadowing sidestep. Honji, what do you think of the controversial Lin Windy? Is that a build which you yourself would think is... I guess, firstly, is it a good build in the first place? And secondly, is it a good enough build for a war dancer?
I don't like the build. I really don't like shadowing on the war dancer. It's not a good thing.
Okay, so it looks like Danny Dancer making a successful dodge away into 2 tackle zones on a 6, which was a little bit risky. Manages to get away and lap around to the front. So it looks like perhaps Kia is anticipating the humans might try and break away forwards.
Yeah. I mean, he could probably cage where you have your mouse right now. I think it's the cursor, yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of a place where he could cage if he gets the knockdowns. That's the big thing right now. He needs the knockdowns on the pieces, which are connected to the ball carrier.
That's one.
That's a good start.
This is going to be a lot trickier to get rid of Tarzan Tim,
yes,
as you mentioned before.
Yeah,
the sticky
the
monkey.
Thing. We can see it in action right now.
So, I suppose, presumably for this kind of player, you would want shadowing eventually. If you...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yes. Hindu's absolutely right. You can just fill up that square to prevent the sidestep.
Yeah, that was actually a good move, even though it was risky because of the ogre. But at least he can now get us more or less safe cage. I mean, it's not the normal 5-piece cage is not the best thing versus a war dancer. You need at least the 4 corners plus another one. Yeah, 6-player cage or 7-player cage versus the war dancer would be better. But he can't afford that right now because the players are spread out already.
Yes, we've got 4. We've got as available corner pieces. We've got these 5 here, which does include 1 guard. But yes, it's not ideal because that's you mentioned before that it was going to leave a vulnerable corner.
Yes.
Oh wow,
that's okay.
a passing play.
No, I think he
just running it down.
He cage up there, but I'm not sure why he tries to carry the ball on the catcher because of the strength 2. So the dancer, if he jumps in, he always gets to use 1 dice, which is pretty good with tackle and strip ball.
Yes, there is a Edwin Endzone Engel does have block and dodge, so he's just as adept at holding onto the ball.
Yeah, but I see he has a thrower with movement 7, and he has sure hands, so strip ball wouldn't do anything versus the thrower.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And is that saying that's a bold choice? So these 2 spaces are covered by guard. These 2 spaces very much not so.
Yeah, so what you want right now for the Woodov player is jump in on the right side, where you have no guard, or on the front side, and you have 2 dice versus the ball carrier with tackle strip ball. So I think he's going for that right now.
Hey Mizra, welcome to the stream. We're about to see if a pretty bold choice to move aggressively up the pitch by Kia gets punished. I mean, yeah, Danny Dancer's so well set up for it. The strip ball you mentioned before, the tackle as well. It's going to be a pretty big ask, especially. Wait a second. The person holding the ball hasn't even got block.
Nope, nothing. That's why I told you it's a weird choice, because he has the thrower with movement 7 and block, which would help versus the war dancer.
Yeah, Hindu making a really good point that the Wood Elves can now can slice up the human team by just being here.
Yeah.
It looks like they're not going to do that first, though. Going to go straight for the leap into the. Okay, it looks like it's going to be.
Yep,
the
and
bottom.
There we go.
Okay, that's still a knocked over ball. It's pretty unlucky, I think, that didn't actually end up being a knockdown. But
the scatter is really good for the humans. Actually, could have been way worse, because on the right side there's still a catcher who could come over and pass the ball, or hand over to someone.
Okay, so it looks like the Elves are going to try and swarm the ball. I guess it's a little awkward for the Elven players up here to get past.
Yeah. I think the big misplay from the human team was already on turn 1 when he clustered, or turn 2 when he clustered up, and so that the Wolves could swarm around.
So that's a pretty big badly hurt, though. Harkot Hammer Volts, block, of course, being a blitzer, and the guard as well. So that's one of those 4 guard pieces removed from the field. Maybe, there's still 2 guard pieces around the ball, but this guard player is. It's only 1 dice. There's not a 2 dice coming in there. We'll see what Caligon ends up doing to finish out the turn.
Yeah. I mean, what I would do as the human player right now is go for the score, but that's what they would have want, actually. They want you to score early so they can score back on you, because they can score in 2 turns. That's not a problem as Elves.
That makes a heck of a lot of sense. Apparently, Cuxion versus Tonsa. Misra, I don't know who those are. Is that a big match that's happened recently? I'm always interested to hear what's happening around the league. Alright, so we're back over to Kia's turn. The ball is somewhat in the wild, as Biggest Buzz, is going to... The Ogre has so far been cooperating pretty well for Caldegon, and only 1 SPP from leveling as well.
Yeah, the Ogre did pretty good. Until now. I mean, when he played versus me, I think the Ogre didn't bonehead once, maybe once. So this Ogre is pretty smart.
So humans trying to clear out that ball. They will get the push away. So this isn't a side-stepping War Dancer that's getting hit right now. I wonder if we do see a push onto the ball. There's 3 humans there. No, not going to risk it.
Didn't need. Can still clear the ball. He need to clear the sidestep guy right now. So he's away from the ball.
Okay, so Central snaps Wolf will at least get the push onto Juan Sancho.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't attack the sidestep guy right now because... Yeah, okay, it's fine. Still could go on the ball.
Oh, I see. That was Play-ins Division C. And apparently it didn't go well for our Skaven furry friends. As Tarzan Tim will get hit. Will it go onto the ball? Is the big question.
Yes, I think so.
Decision deep in the tank. Tarzan Tim, the opportunity lies here to get a lucky pickup with 3 tackle zones on the ball. What's going to happen? No, the ball actually goes to the humans. They fail the catch as well, and that's not bad. That's a little better than it was before.
Yeah, but there's not really a player who can pick it up right now from the human team. I mean, he can run forwards with the guy in the middle. Yeah, exactly this piece.
Yes.
Could blitz away the lineman and then stay on the ball at least.
All right, it's another hit onto Tarzan Tim. Another sidestep opportunity.
Yeah.
Another chance to get hold of that ball. Let's see if they get lucky this time round. This seems like... I don't know if, it does seem like there must be other lines of play. This seems like the riskiest line as we got multiple catch attempts by the humans. The ball scatters relatively clear. I think you're right. We're going to need to see Edwin end zone move down to try and cover this one, or the ball's presumably just going to be scooped up by the Wood Elves straight away.
Yeah, if this ball is probably lost already. That's interesting.
Ooh, 3-die block. And it's still no good.
That was
Well, so that's something that is missing from the human team. Is the closest they've got to a piece that can deal with agility pieces would be Dagnet Dart Wendell, the catcher.
Yeah. Also, interesting decision. He dodged away from the diving tackle guy.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Also, he rolled a 6, so that would have been good enough even with diving tackle.
Yeah,
if they
sure.
had rolled, I think, anything less than that?
Yeah. A 5 would also be...
Oh yeah, okay.
Diving tackle.
But that still seems... That seems very, very bold, especially on a piece that has guard and needs to stay up.
Yeah, this guy had to stay there.
Let's see. Cuxian, I'm assuming must be the Skaven coach, but apparently didn't react very well. Oh wow, not wasting any time here. Is Callaghan is going to get a defender stumbles onto Edwin, but because they are that block dodge player we talked about before. Oh, wait, what? Oh no, the tackle, of course.
Yeah.
I think I'm only ever thinking about tackle when it comes to, against sort of catches and things like that, and often forget that that's still a completely viable thing against regular players as well. Okay, another knockdown. It's looking like this is a pretty good opportunity for the Elves to get the ball.
Yeah.
So who have we got left? We've got Biggest Buzz, the Ogre, managing to hold, well, for the time being, has managed to hold a couple of linemen. Frank Sancho, of course, the crowd favourite, the tree man in training from your game. I don't know if you watched back the VOD, but Frank Sancho spending a lot of time apparently taking root in the far right-hand corner of the pitch and not doing anything for a good portion of the game.
Pickup fail. This could be huge. Okay.
He gets it, and he passes it away and up the pitch. Oh boy, wow, this is not messing around at all. Magnus Allen Jr. receiving the pass and has got the opportunity to just leg it up the pitch.
Yeah, and there's probably no way how humans can stop Wood Elves from scoring right now.
That is brutal. I mean, at this point, we were talking about how, Kia was hoping that Callaghan would just score quickly. I almost feel like maybe the opposite is going to be the true here for Kia, that they've got every opportunity just to stall out on the human end zone for as long as they want to.
I don't think that the Buddhist will stall there. I think he will try to score. So the humans need to push another drive pretty fast and, well, could probably make mistakes again. So the Bulldogs can go 2-0 up in the first half. I think that's the plan.
It's a kind of whole risk reward thing, isn't it? Because you're right, with a limited amount of time, there's more chance of there being a mistake by Kia, more chance of the second score, versus the guaranteed single score now if you just hold off. I mean, right from where we're standing, the Woodells seem like they're not getting beaten up too bad, at least. So stalling out isn't as bad as it would normally be.
Yeah, that's the lack of Mighty Blow right now on the human team. Only Mighty Blow is the Ogre, and that's not a reliable piece, so it's hard to remove the Elves without Mighty Blow.
Yeah, Mizra, that was a nice play by Callaghan. That's scooping up the ball and passing up the pitch. It was, I guess, it's a little ball, but when you're an elf thrower with accurate, you're just as comfortable throwing it when you're in a tackle zone. Than
this guy, this thrower throwed versus me the ball in like 2 tackle zones on a 4+, which was I think a short pass on the wide answer. So he scored versus me because of the thrower.
Leafy Pine. We'll have to check up on what Leafy Pine's stats are after this game. I'll put in a little note for them. Oops. Sorry, I forgot to alt-tab. Because...
I mean, what we saw here was the turn 4 crucial play where he lost the ball. Kia lost the ball in turn 4. But actually, I still think that the turn 1 or turn 2 positioning was the trigger for this whole turn 4 stuff. Just the whole cluster in the middle and no protection on the side, that was the first mistake, which led probably to the touchdown. Just a snowball from turn 2, where the Elves can pressure and pressure from behind, from side, from like every side. And no one gets rewarded.
Well, Callaghan didn't hesitate at all when given the opportunity to lap around and hit from multiple sides. They're going for it. Goes not so well. Who's that? That's going to be... I believe that's a blitzer. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's Central Snaps Wolf, the plus agility blitzer, who looks like they're really... Kia's really pushing their luck to try and chase after the ball carrier and at least force some kind of early score.
Yeah.
Alright, back across to turn 5 for Callaghan. We'll see how much, if any, pressure they're feeling right now. So this is a player without block or wrestle, even indeed. So they're not exactly going to be particularly comfortable with being hit at all. Down here for Edwin, getting passed around by the Elves. At the moment, the humans, I guess because they've got their split attention, they wanted to be chasing the ball, but they're actually not spending a lot of time trying to directly fight the Elves.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. I mean, he tries to chase after the ball, so he forces Callaghan to score, but I mean, at least you can try to hit some of the pieces. Or foul some of the pieces. I mean, there is a guard player on the floor. The guard lineman from the Elves could foul him, just to be sure, or just to be safe for the next half.
Yeah, I mean, you've certainly got the, well, for Callaghan at least, you certainly got the bribe in pocket. So if you don't use the foul at some point, then
yeah, sure. That's the other thing. The Woodies have a bribe, so they can start fouling their own. I mean, the humans have the reserves to foul, but Wood has the bribe, so you don't really want to get outpunched by Wood Elves as humans, or as any teams, because you're supposed to be the punching team versus the Elves, and if the Elves punch better than you, then you're pretty much screwed.
And I can't help but think that a lot of the strength of the human team has been dissipated by the way Callaghan's playing here, because this whole match is so spread out that we're not getting to see any of the multiplicative effects of having multiple forms of guard on the team, making, if you're in a big scrum, then all that guard becomes impossible to deal with. when everything's spread out across nearly the entirety of the central pitch, then the guard in a lot of cases, especially down here, is literally doing nothing.
Yeah. Also, even though he had a lot of guard pieces, I don't think he used them right. So, like, the cage wasn't set up pretty good. He could have used all his guard back then. I mean, it's always hard to play versus Wood Elves because you need to be aware that the dancers can come in from each side, from every side. And maybe it's not that experienced versus Wood Elves. This could be a thing. I don't know how much experience Kia is in general. But yeah.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because I think with the Wood Elves, they really exemplify the idea that anything is possible. As much as, normally you kind of, you're making your players against the Agility 3 teams and you're saying, okay, they probably won't, dodge everyone away successfully or, in this case, leap into the cage. But with Wood Elves, nothing is guaranteed. Right now, it looks like Caldagum is going to be stalling out, though, next to the end zone, because the humans, they've got to go around to even try and get to them.
Yeah. I mean, usually humans don't do that bad versus Wood Elves in general, but I don't think that many humans. I'm not sure. I'm not so experienced with humans myself, but I think that you need to have at least one killer piece with a human team. He builds his humans more like an agility team or more like a controlly team with the guard, so he can face his other bashy teams. I mean, his build with the guard spam probably pretty good versus chaos in early game, or versus maybe also undead or some stuff with not a lot of guard but some guard, so you can punch more than them. But without having any killer piece, it's hard to play versus elves, because elves usually don't give a shit about your guard because they just dodge away if they need to. They won't fight you anyway.
So the first successful, well, I say unsuccessful bonehead of the game, I suppose, for Kia there means that the guard ogre Biggest will be out of commission for the time being. Let's just catch up on the chat. Kanuki's asking Mizra to deploy the Underworld Claw Mighty Blow to deal with the dwarves, which, if I was a dwarven coach, I would be terrified of. I might go and actually watch that game when it happens, because that should be pretty crazy. Mizra's been doing super well with that Underworld team.
I mean, if you have an Underworld Blitzer with Claw Mighty Blow, that's your key piece probably right now. And the dwarf player will focus on him. So if this guy, someone turns out to be on the ground for one turn, it will get fouled. So this is the key piece.
Here, they just had a wonderful opportunity there to go for the one dice block against the no block current ball carrier of Caldagum, but a double one on the going for it. It's pretty freaking unfortunate.
Yeah, it would have been a one dice versus the ball carrier. I mean, it's still a good chance. Like,
that does seem like a pretty major oversight from Caldagum to leave the opportunity there.
Yeah, it's hard if you want to stall and there's like a movement 8 piece or movement 7 piece or just some fast pieces on the opposing team, which always can catch up.
Okay, so let's just take a quick look. There's been, I think, yes, the one Tommy Shooter Chicks taken out with a badly hurt, I believe. So the humans actually taking more casualties here. They've got the KO, they've got the badly hurt, actually good player as well, though they have got the much deeper bench. Those two apothecaries of Caldagum have yet to be used even once in the first half.
Yeah, it's interesting that he chose the apothecaries and stuff. I thought he would go for a wizard because, well, wizard and elves are a good combination. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if he had to lightning bolt the ball carrier and then leap in with a wall dancer wherever it goes and steal it, seems amazing.
Or just run around with the catcher because it's pretty fast. So if the ball is on the ground, the catcher just run there and pick it up.
So it's... I don't know... Are we going to see a foul here from the team?
Yeah. Bribe is going to be used here. Or try maybe not use, but he thinks he has the pride, so going for a foul here. Also, thinking about the wizard, just for a moment. If Callaghan would have the wizard, I think Kia would have had a better defense or better cage in general, because then he would think about the fireball, and then he would spread out a bit more, and then maybe he would build the right cage on coincidence and not the normal cage.
Yeah, that's true. Because yes, I mean, yes, I didn't even think about the fireball part, but yes, I mean, the fireball against a regular cage would be horrendous because you're almost guaranteed you're knocking over at least one of the corners, and maybe even the ball carrier at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, well, Mizra, I hope do let me know when your game's going to happen, because I'm very interested to see Dwarves versus Underworld, because that feels like that is going to snowball one way or the other. I mean, certainly, you know, if those goblins ever get caught by the dwarves, I think it could go extremely badly. But at the same time, you know, Mighty Blow Claw, it's the tool that solves everything. It's the dodge will go sideways for Matthias Leafy Pine.
So there's a 1 dice chance again for the humans right now.
Yeah, this just seemed weird. That's oh wait, no, not
There's
fair.
more than a 1 dice chance. There's an HE4 piece which also can dodge around and go for the ball. So that's actually weird. And I don't know why he goes. I'm not a fan of punching now. I just would go for the ball because of double skulls. Yeah. I mean, he would have got the double skulls on any piece, but just going down there is not a good play. If you have the chance on the ball, you need those pieces later. If you receive the ball.
So Gunther Grand Slam Macross with, yes, a particularly disappointing performance. It does mean Dieter, the potential ball finder there, ends up remaining on the floor. So for Caldagum, I mean, I guess they could theoretically stall out another turn. That seems unnecessarily risky.
I mean, he probably should stall out another turn, because so the humans have 1 less chance to get the KOs back. And the Woodels won't get punched on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, of course, yes, that's true. Kanuki, if you're free, you would co-cast it. Kanuki, who's covering Division C? Is it you, or is it someone else? Because I imagine, I don't know if I actually don't know who's covering Division C, if it's not you. But if it is you, then I would be very happy to cover it with you. But yeah, you're right. For Caldagum, I take back everything I said. They, you know, if they're willing to gamble their potential score here. Oh, Lord Brainler recaps who doesn't stream. Okay, well in that case, Kanuki, if the timing works out, then yeah, hopefully we can all figure it out with Mizra, and then we can have that game live, because that should be pretty crazy. Okay, so we were talking about the possibility of a foul up here. I mean, it's not impossible. I thought for a second we might actually see Magnus Allen, the ball carrier, being the one to make the foul, but
I mean, yeah. So the thing is, he needs to cover the top side right now. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's a lot better. It's ooh. Dieter is badly hurt.
No power apple. Okay, dodge there. Could reroll even the loner because 1 reroll left for next turn.
Alright, that's pretty good. So for Caldagum, they are going to be able to, it looks like, successfully. Hold on, let's see. Is there a way around? Let's see, so movement 7. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there is a. Because I don't know why he moved his lineman now there's a chance that the HLD4 piece can dodge in and hit the ball. And I mean, he could also go for this. Yeah, no, he can't. I thought he could serve the ball dancer, but he has sidestep.
Yeah. Yes, see, now that sidestep's not looking so bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would go for the blitz with the HE4 piece on the ball carrier and make 2 dodges on a 3. Yeah, 2 3+ dodges and 2 dice on the ball.
Yeah, I mean that seems pretty good.
Because he moved the lineman below the ball carrier, he moved it 1 to the left. Now that's a better dodge for the humans. I don't know why he did that. Yeah, I mean, maybe he can come around from the bottom. Maybe this is also a possibility, but I think there's more spaces to cover.
Okay, so yeah, we've got 3 human players who are totally wide open. So yes, so this could actually end up biting Caldigum if. I think as well, possibly, when you've got players like Seneschal Snaps Wolf on the team, the plus agility guy, you maybe don't account for the fact that one of the opposing players is going to be able to make elf-like plays, but it's not all of them.
I'm not sure why he moved the guard piece before. It makes actually no sense, because... Oof. Well, it makes no sense, because if he knocks over the ball carrier, he needs that piece to cover the left side. So it makes no sense that he went there and faced the lineman.
So 2 dodges, totally fine.
Yeah.
1 going for it, not so much.
Yeah, that's a bit unlucky there, but... And there goes the blitzer. Or not.
Or not. There we go. Bullseye get.
Nothing.
I'm really starting to think that Magnus Allen Jr. is living a charmed life, because there's now been 3 different going for it rolls, which could have all resulted in them getting hit, which have all failed.
Yeah.
I love the dance at the end zone. It's my favorite thing.
It's funny.
There's so many things in Blood Bowl that you could make unlocks, make monetize, like the victory dances and things, and just having fireworks go off when you score. Make it like Rocket League. Rocket League's a great model for what you could do with Blood Bowl. Just have everything unlockable, everything customizable. Make a ton of money. Alright, into the second half, as Caldigum flies quite close to the sun there. Baron Biggs Valdred, the lineman with block, will be joining us for the second half. So we'll have to see what the humans leave in reserve. So Huanchi, from where you're sitting here, this is a league that has remained very close. Of course, Caldigum's last game against you ended up in a draw. Do you think we're on path for another draw here, or can Caldigum get the win?
Well, I think Caldigum can secure the win, because all he needs to do is a quick score now, and I don't think that humans can come back from a 2-0 right now. I mean, of course, there could be a blitz on the kickoff or some random things, but I think Caldigum probably has it already. Probably won this game.
It does seem likely, because the humans kicking to the Elves this time, so...
Yeah.
Kanuki would buy some hats and dances in game. Sorry, I misunderstood. Kanuki wouldn't like hats and dances as in-game purchases. Why not? Why wouldn't you just like more stuff? I'm certain that the big Blood Bowl players would pay for some degree of ability to show off on the pitch, because I mean that's I think it's a pretty big part of Blood Bowl is appreciating other people's teams.
Yeah.
Alright. So if Huanchi, let's try and find a path here for Kier to get at least a draw. What needs to happen for that to happen?
Well, the first thing what would help would be a blitz on the kickoff.
Okay.
And short kick, probably. And yeah, then he needs to punch through a path, and he could cage around where the ball lands. That's, I think, the first step needs to be done.
So it's worth noting that the thrower, the movement 7 thrower and the plus agility blitzer, both are kind of interesting pieces for the human team to have in terms of their ability to kind of, to act quickly and decisively across the pitch. Scoop up the ball with the blitzer, chase the ball with the thrower, and potentially grab it with sure hands.
Yeah. So what Callaghan does right now is an anti-blitz line. So it's really hard, even if Callaghan gets the blitz, to get through. If Kia gets the blitz, so he can get through Kia's Callaghan's line. Oh, sorry, names. It's confusing. It's interesting.
So if there is a blitz, this entire line will not be moving because of the one lineman.
Yes, and he also can't really blitz the lineman away. I mean he could with the agility piece and dodge in and do the block, but that's not ideal.
Well, if it's a blitz, doesn't these three, are they just like deactivated?
They can't do anything.
Can you be a fan of full DLC packs of microtransactions? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's only so much to say about potential Blood Bowl 3. I kind of hope that they do make it into sort of a game as a touchback?
Oof, yeah, that's...
So it's not the short kick that we were maybe hoping for here.
Nope.
In fact, the opposite.
I mean, Callaghan doesn't even want to punch him. Wow, he did the setup, just do his blitz and then go back probably and secure the ball. Nothing too risky right now.
So Callaghan does always have the option of leaping in some war dances to the backfield, but decides not to go for anything quite as shenanigans laden as before. Again, for the human team, no tackle, no mighty blow. Very little way of dealing with the elves.
Yeah.
So Night Knuckles is still in reserve. Let's just check everyone. So Dieter is out. And Dieter and Harkov are both out. That's fine. So that must mean only Night Knuckles remains in reserve. So let's bring the rest of them into the team calculations. And of course, it does in this half. We are going to be seeing the human catcher who was left out of proceedings before, who is one of their ways of dealing with the elves. Dagonet Dart Wendell with the sidestep and diving tackle. If they can somehow get onto a relevant player to use that on, then they'll be laughing.
Yeah. So what we just saw is a vanity pass from the thrower. So Callaghan wants to level him up. That's the plan right now. So we probably see another handoff into pass next turn. Also, I think he wants to level up Magnus Allen Jr. now that he's already on 3 star player points after the first touchdown. So what we could see is another vanity pass, and in turn like 13, 14, the push for the touchdown, if he can stall it out long enough.
I mean, this is ideal for Callaghan here, because you're right, at this point, they've got all the time in the world. They've got many, many turns to work with. And the humans, as we're seeing, struggling to get even a single hit on. I do like the pushback of the elf into the human lines again, so at least to allow for potentially 3 more hits.
Yeah. But I don't like the blitz with the ogre. He could have used some other pieces for that and then run back into the defense line.
Yes, that's the second time I think that Keir's put quite a lot of responsibility onto the ogre's head. Both times it has worked out. But yeah, it feels unnecessarily risky. Frank Sancho, lineman in training. Lineman in training. Tree man in training. He's already a lineman. Will get stunned. I really hope that Frank Sancho gets Mighty Blow Stand Firm. even if I don't know if Callion's even aware of that particular meme. Which I'm trying to make a thing.
I'm not aware of the meme either, but yeah, I think it would be fun.
I'm sure I mentioned it before. So in your match, Frank Sancho was sat over here, like in this area.
Yeah.
So I was saying in the broadcast, well, he's obviously a secret tree man because he took root earlier on in the match, and that's why he's not been able to take part.
Yeah, I was thinking I was like, he didn't move his player. He's back there. He probably doesn't see it. And then sometimes later, Callaghan wrote in the chat, "Oh, second time it happens." It's the second time it happens that some players stand back there in the field.
Kanuki Callaghan goes top if they win. Actually, let's do a quick check on the.
Yeah, he goes top. Callaghan would be in the first place temporarily.
Yeah, because there are other matches to be played from this week, aren't there?
Yep, I play my match tomorrow versus Hindi.
Let's see. Oh, interesting. The other players not shown as part of on the regular REBBL standings. Oh no, yes they are. So yeah, Huanchi, you've
asks and the catch, which you mentioned. Yep. So the thrower levels up.
Very nice. So Leafy Pine, big things in their future. I mean, to be fair, Leafy Pine's already proven themselves with some very nice plays before they've even got that many levels on. So, the bribe, of course, hasn't been used yet for the Wood Elven team, and well, now it's going to be.
Yep.
The joys of having a loner player, I suppose. So this does mean that Edwin Endzone Engel will be out of commission for another turn, so giving more room for the Elves to run down the clock. Though, I mean, now that the Vanity Passing has resulted in Leafy Pine getting enough SVP to level up, I presume there's a lot less incentive for the Elves just to run the clock down now.
Yeah. I still think he wants to level up the catcher. So he will push forward. I mean, there is already a hole now in the middle of the pitch where he could go through. If he is able to knock down the blitzer, the second blitzer from the left side, which is 2 squares above the stunned player right now. Yeah, if he knocks this guy over, he can run through the middle without dodging.
Yes, and that would be pretty nice. It's not the terrifically hard player to even do that to in the first place. Though it is a bit of a problem at this point. Now the humans are starting to break through a little bit into the Elven half. I mean, not in a serious manner, but maybe enough to make it so that a skillless catcher isn't the safest of ball carriers, even if the only person threatening them is a relatively skillless human catcher.
Yeah, but what Callaghan does right now is he just waits until Kia overcommits on the other side of the pitch. So as soon as Kia overcommits on Callaghan's side, he will run sideways down, like he did versus me. I was like, okay, now I need to pressure him before he can score, and then he just runs away on the sideline. That's how he plays.
So another blitz with Biggest Buzz goes about as well as it could have hoped for. I mean, I kind of feel like when you're doing stuff like that from on Kia's side, to me that kind of reads as either I don't really have anything that worthwhile to do at this point, or I'm slightly conceding this match.
Yeah, did he just re-roll with the ogre?
He did.
Like, why did he do that? It's no point of doing that.
I think the point of doing it was the 15 out of 16 SVP primarily.
You don't do that versus a War Dancer because you need to roll the power.
Yes, Mizra is on the same page as you.
Yeah, if you want to level up the ogre, you just go for a lineman or something like that, without dodge, without block.
Yes, I think that's totally fair enough. So you were saying about the so for Callaghan that they kind of favoured running it up the side of the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, not now. He just can go stand back. That's interesting.
something I was wondering, because right now at least, Magnus Allen Jr. isn't a great ball carrier, because the main thing the humans have got in spade is block.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess as long as he's got a cage around him, he's fine. But if he ever has to run out by himself, he's pretty much mincemeat.
Yeah, but he's still fast.
Yes.
That's the point. I mean, the ideal path to run down the pitch is on the right side, because on the left side there's the sidestep diving tackle catcher from the humans, or is it I think it's a catcher. Yeah. So you don't want to touch that guy.
Yeah,
That's the interesting thing. I don't even know why he's not in the middle of the pitch, because it's the obvious choice to go on the right side now for Callaghan. If you have a controlling piece on the middle of the pitch, it's way better, so you can go left and right, and now it's just to the left side, and yeah.
I always feel like this, the War Dancer moving up to the back there, as we do have a successful hit on it to the guard catcher, who's going to get put on his ass. But yeah, it almost feels like this War Dancer, Lynn Windy moving up here, is a bait to draw away Dagonet and maybe open up the left of the pitch. I don't know, but that's just a feeling I have right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. You want to get rid of the one dangerous piece for your rookie ball carrier, and that's probably just a sidestep diving tackle guy.
Mizra thinking that it could have been some frustration prompting the Ogre Blitz for the reroll.
Yeah, and also the foul after the blitz and the reroll. It could be frustration.
Okay, so it looks like Lynn Windy's going to be in for a rough time, getting set up there for a 2-do block. Though the sidestep should keep them relatively safe from being, unnecessarily roughed up.
Yeah.
So down is Manfield Grease Greyland, the catcher with guard and a big heart, I like to think, who did bravely decide to go and try and pressure the ball carrier. Right now, the Wood Elves looking pretty comfortable as Buzz manages to overcome the Bonehead again to at least end up next to Juan Sancho.
Yeah, this ogre is smart. Ooh, power on the War Dancer. Do we see a foul right now? That's the question.
I mean, if there was ever going to be a time for a foul, it seems like this should be it.
I would do it. 100% would do it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you're not going to get that many chances to break armor on the War Dancers.
Yeah.
We've even got it takes a going for it, but you've got maybe not even a going for it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, of course you don't need to move to the space to foul, do you? So
yeah.
Cool. No, you've got if you're willing to collapse your defense to do it, you can foul the hell out of Lynn Windy and probably almost guarantee at least it's done.
I mean, what you need to do is move another piece on the center right side just to have the screen there, and then you can go back with the lineman for the foul. Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so not going off the War Dancer, but instead the front of the cage.
Yeah, he's trying to base now. I'm not sure. Overall, it seems that Kia isn't that experienced versus Wood Elves. I don't think he has a match plan.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You've got to re-roll this, surely.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Ball's on the ground and the stun.
Nice.
That's an interesting play.
So it's unfortunate because these two players here are providing an effective gate from anyone breaking through from this side. And you can't really get through here because you've got the same sort of situation up here. I mean, it's a delaying tactic for the humans, but I don't know if they can actually do
the thing is,
with it.
Now it's the point where Kia could overcommit really hard, and when Callaghan could use any of his elves to get the ball back because it's GD4 and just pass it off to another guy. Do we see the foul now is the question.
I think if I don't know if I'm trying to think like I'm Kier, and I don't know if I sort of anticipated.
Yeah, that's a good move right there because the dancer just could blitz through and then yeah, that's a foul.
All right, what's it gonna be?
Frustration foul incoming and boom.
It's a stun and there's no doubles, so it's fine for the humans. That would Windy gets to be taken out of commission for a little bit, but around the ball. Oh, okay. Worst into best. There we go.
At no shoe hands on the elves, so a 1 on a pickup is a fail.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch out for that. Let's see. So we're not going to have presumably Magnus Allen making the score, though there is still theoretically time for that to happen. But you're right, no rerolls means that everything is a risk for the Elves now, even they're normally pretty reliable dodging.
Yeah, at this point, I think Callaghan doesn't force, will not force the 2-0. Maybe just secure the ball and play it in the own half. That's hard. It's a hard decision to make right now.
Do you think I'm trying to make it a thing, even though it doesn't really work in this context? But I'm thinking about like, does Callaghan go for a Hindu pass? I mean, he hasn't got any players that really qualify for that, but an unnecessary pass that puts the ball into the other team's hands. I don't know if I want to try and make Hindu's name into a negative association. Oh, Grease Greyland.
Yeah, that's a big kill.
So that's another one of them guards off the field. That's 100 team value knocked off.
Oh, I could have thought about appling this because you need that piece if you still want to contest the ball in this drive.
Yeah, I like that thought because a lot of the time, you're not necessarily thinking about that when you're, in this kind of situation. But you're right.
Yeah,
one of the few situations where I think you're correct that it is worthwhile.
What we could see next turn is sidestep diving tackle on the ball carrier. And big mistake. An instant reroll. Oh.
He wants that level.
Oh my god, why is he playing so bad right now? I mean, he's a nice guy, but those decisions are so bad right now. Oof. Sorry, Kia, if you listen to this later.
Well, providing us with a lot of amusement. At least this time the loner did work, but yes, starting off with the ogre hit. I'm trying to figure out if that was in some way central to what Kia was doing and why they had to do it first.
Yeah, he wants to put the sidestep diving tackle on the ball carrier. That's why he needs to clear that piece. But still, not start off with this stuff.
So where does Dagonet, who's been at the edge of our awareness this whole game. I don't think he's actually done anything because he wasn't on the pitch for the first half for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And now
time to shine.
But how do they get to the ball carrier though? Is so a blitz onto Zach Smith?
Yeah.
Wait, is it going to be another foul?
Hopefully not. He needs to do the good plays first.
then you're allowed the bad plays.
Yes, then you're allowed to foul a war dancer. Fouling a war dancer is never a bad play, but he should do the other things first. Oh,
all right, second time's the charm. It's almost guaranteed to be an armor break. Lynn Windy is just stunned though, and there we go. That's going to be the send off for marquee rookie Wolf II. Oh boy. I think with that, the Wood Elves have got the team value advantage now.
Yeah, I have no words for this right now. I don't know why I really don't know why he's going for the frustration plays. He's not in a too bad spot right now. He could defend versus the Wood Elves, even can go to base the ball carrier. I don't know why he's falling.
You're right. I mean, the Wood Elves, they're trying to break through, but this line remains secure. The ball is now being pulled back as Callaghan yeah, you mentioned before like the possibility of seeing them just try and play it out as a safety measure.
Yeah.
Seems to be what they're going for now.
Just stay back. Humans can't catch up, and if they catch up, the elves run around.
Yes, it's a classic conundrum of if you chase the ball carrier, then your team gets strung out, and if you don't chase the ball carrier, you never get the ball back.
Yes.
Okay, so Tarzan Tim's going to take the place of Lynn Windy as the potential scoring threat. So I presume we're going to be seeing a blitz on them and another gang foul, since that seems to be the playbook right now for Kier.
That's interesting. Just screening the ball away.
Okay.
I mean, there's I don't know if there's a way for Kia to get the ball in the next 2 turns and still can go for a score without getting outplayed or outrun. That's hard.
Yeah, there's the whole line of elves up this side to deal with in the first instance.
Also with the standoff, the player advantage is on the Wood Elf side now. And no reason to push forward. Just stay safe. It's just still just frustrating to see that he fails the last turn with the fall. Could have been such a better turn.
Wait a second, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. I love this camera.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that possible? Oh, hello. Okay.
I think we just will see foul again and no actually push for the ball.
I'm trying to think. So 1, 2. Let's see. So you've got a 7 movement player. So 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You could blitz the ball.
Double dodge. Yeah, that's right. I didn't see that this was a blitzer. I thought this is something else. So yeah.
He's not agility 4 or anything, but he has got dodge.
That's fine. Yeah, two dodges could work.
Okay, so now the gang fouling committee seems to have dispersed a little bit, and Lynn Windy, having survived the experience, it looks like we will be seeing a pretty heavy lockdown on Tarzan Tim.
Why is he moving his pieces when he has the chance to go on the ball? I don't. Last action going for the ball is I don't get it.
It's a shame as well to see a plus. What?
What the fuck? He tried to dodge with the ogre. Why?
All right. Well, biggest is out of there with a KO. I don't know if they had a temporary brain fart and thought they were using the blitzer, but that's certainly going to destroy Kia's chances of being able to get a hold of that ball. I guess good news for the humans, as maybe a little bit less good news. Dagonet does get hit.
I don't get it why Kia plays like this right now. It could be that the first half tilted him really hard, and now he just does these frustration actions because there actually was a good play with the blitzer on the ground who could go for 3+3+, and then the one dies on the ball.
Yeah, I mean I think that's one of the things that's very easy to miss if you don't play as the humans. That the blitzers have got absurdly good.
He's way too focused on his ogre right now. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, no, I mean certainly with my bear for my Kislev team, now I've got guard on it. I'm just like, well, his job is done forever.
Yeah. When I played Kislev in Champ Ladder, I gave him piling on as first skill.
Really?
That was fun. Yeah, of course. Champ Ladder doesn't matter.
Oh boy, I never even considered that because it seems like a terrible idea, but it's also, I mean, to be fair, I did do some research into a leaping bear.
Ooh.
But I think unless it got plus agility, it would, like, the animation's not that funny. it's more the idea of it is funny than the actual reality.
The fluff is real. The circus leaping bear.
Yes.
Cool.
I think there should be a special skill for the bear, which is like tumble or something. Oh, there we go. Here's a new skill for Blood Bowl, which I've just come up with. Tumble. It's like jump. It's like leap, but it's strength based, just so it works with the bear, and it lets you only move one space. But it's a modified strength roll rather than a agility roll. What do you think of that, huh?
You can have 2 squares, and if there's an enemy opposing player, you don't know, maybe there's an automatic block or something, or roll if he tumbles over him or something.
Yes, I love it. That's even more fun. All right, so pass goes successfully. After all is said and done, Magnus Allen Jr., after getting it stunned before and maybe having the chances at stardom curtailed, does get a chance, but actually the dodge away from the diving tackle Tim goes a little less well.
He did something for once. So let's see. Still, yeah, there are some chances to go for the ball. On the left side around the water answer.
Yes.
And with a good
2, 3,
with a good scatter, you could go in for the agility 4 pickup and give the guard piece the ball afterwards.
Yeah. So that's something we have been noticing from Caldagum, is they seem to be leaving a lot more opportunities. Okay, so it's going to be the plus agility player, which I guess is much for muchness. This is in need of a reroll, but there is no reroll left. So
I still don't like the play. I mean, it's an okay play, but you need the agility 4 player to retrieve the ball in the tech zone. So
yeah.
Also, when he that's I don't know. I really don't know.
So interestingly, we've actually got Paul Spike Milligan in there with guard as well, somewhat negating the Gunther's guard. The humans looks like they're going to try and lock up as many players as they can. Unfortunately, they've got some pretty good players down here doing it nothing.
Yeah. Also, what I don't understand is why Callaghan even gives the chance to Kia to retrieve the ball or to push his knock over his ball carrier. He could have screened this way better. I don't know why he gave the chance away.
Yes, I was saying, I think this is the third time that there've been seemingly unnecessary. Oh, hello. There's what tackle does.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third time we've had a blitz on the ball, which admittedly for Kia might be why they're getting tilted, is they're getting given all these amazing opportunities to actually get the ball back, but none of them have worked, even though by right some of them were actually decently likely. Alright, there's a blitz from Lynn Windy. Vengeful after their time on the ground, receiving boots from the humans. Of course, Magnus Allen Jr. remains still totally fine. I wonder if we might just see the dodge away and score now? Maybe just setting up for in case that goes wrong.
Yeah, what Misra is saying in the chat, like, he's saying, what the fuck, I try nonsense and it goes okay, it doesn't, who cares? Yeah, that's probably the mindset of Kia right now.
Only needed a 6 to get on a 2 dice on the ball, but
I'm not sure, didn't the ogre need to dodge to get on the ball?
I think yes, I think that's what the 6 was.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know, it was I've been in that mindset myself where you start to think, oh well, as Mitch was saying, like, you start thinking the game is lost and so it doesn't matter what you do, rather than trying to. I think maybe I'm wrong on this, but it feels like a lot of time with that kind of tilt comes in, that I think you're really sort of only thinking about this turn rather than doing stuff that will help you longer term. To like set up a play that will then pay off, or might pay off in a few turns' time. Like, you're just thinking about what can I do right now. Was it actually the blitz? I don't know. I can't remember. Huanchi, can you remember? Was that ogre dodging a blitz? I feel like it was.
Yeah, it was the blitz.
It probably also did need going for it as well.
Well, the 3+3+ with dodge would have been better, even though it would be 1 dice in the end, but it's still safer than the ogre stuff.
So Kanuki's expanding on that whole not thinking about your next turn thing, just saying about the next action is something to struggle with when you're kind of like really rattled in a game.
Right. So who's the ball carrier for Callaghan right now? Is it yeah.
Yes.
So 2 level ups probably, at least.
Yes, the level up
the
onto
MVP.
them and level up onto Matthias Leafy Pine. I can't remember if anyone else has got enough SVP to level, but it probably won't be Eldra, the loner.
Some line elves, yeah.
Oh, Frank Sancho, the tree man, also
leveled, yeah. Ooh, 3 level ups.
Well, Tarzan Tim takes another hit. I was just waiting to see another minus movement. But fortunately, those twinkle toes will remain at least partially intact. So, I mean, Huanchi, if you're in a situation and if you're in a situation where you're feeling really pressured, what do you do to keep yourself from tilting and making plays which are less than ideal?
What I do is listen to some music, relaxing music. So there are some tracks which I listen to if I'm a bit down or tilted or something like that, and it helps. And just don't know, go through the house or something. Just don't look at the monitor for like a minute or 2 minutes, and it helps. Depends on the timer, of course.
Yes, well, you're right. We've got the time in these leagues.
Yeah, we have 4-minute timer, I think, and just don't look at the monitor for 2 minutes. Just go around, drink water or something, talk to your girlfriend. I don't know, something like that. Just don't think about the stuff what happened in the game already for a few seconds, and just come back, see the picture of the game, and focus on the stuff which you can do.
I really like that idea. I think that's really good. Thank you for sharing that.
I mean, when I played at Tabletop World Cup, I was throwing my dice through the whole
oh no!
Thingy. I was a bit tilted because I lost versus Halflings in round 1 because some dude throwing around, and I don't know. It was literally my whole event was gone, and after the first round. I was like, okay, I don't want to lose. If I go out with 9 draws, that's fine, but I just don't want to lose. And first round, Halflings lose. Okay, fuck that shit. Going for beer.
So 2-0 to Caldagum. Yeah, I mean, Kia was definitely teased with the idea of a possible draw. Mizra saying that perhaps Kia planned to recover with a player on the ground in some way if the blitz had worked. Throw a rock. Oh no! Leafy Pine!
Where is he?
Wait, where is he?
First the human stuff. Oh, minus movement on. Okay, it's just landman. Apu fixed him. Okay, that's good.
Okay, Leafy Pine, don't leave us so soon. You've only just begun to live.
Yeah, just leveled up.
Oh boy. Alright, Leafy Pine. Getting a little reminder to not get too big for his boots. Otherwise, those boots may be knocked off. Yeah, the good apothecary by the human team means that they're not going to take any... I don't think there's any lingering casualties, are there?
Don't think so.
See, yeah, so that's sent off. Badly hurt. And I think it's badly hurt. Yeah, I don't think anyone suffered any long-term injuries in this game at all.
Until now.
I know, I might be trying to tempt fate there.
The loner or something, I don't know.
So man,
remember this game forever.
Frank Sancho.
Like, I played once for this Wood Elf team and I got fouled to turn 16. Fuck that shit. I don't want to play with them anymore.
Oh no! The final insult. The final insult. At least it wasn't an injury, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. GG guys, well played.
Caldagum, welcome back to chat. Congratulations on your win. Oh, and Frank Sancho! Caldagum, you better start rebuilding Frank Sancho into the tree that we all know that he is.
So level up, double 6, and let's go. Strength 4.
Strength 4, get up to strength 6 by the end of the season.
That's not possible. I think double
No, it's
startup
not.
is the only thing.
Red Tides of Blood got good concentration of SPP there. So Sancho, of course, is our number one favorite boy, and Leafy Pine getting 4 SPP there as well. Magnus leveling up as well as that. Benufflex Machina, yeah, they barely got any SPP in there at all. Though, oh wait, but the Ogre actually got 2 SPP. That means they will have leveled up. Did they get an injury? I don't remember that happening.
I'm not sure.
Alright, well, let's take a look at the leaderboard, as temporary as that might be.
That's not updated yet.
No, that's not up to date, is it? Alright.
Both players needs to confirm. If they don't confirm, it won't be
Callaghan will
updated.
give him a stand firm on a double. Excellent. Alright, let's see if these guys have put anything in yet. Hopefully by the time we get round to looking at this, they'll have done it. Or at least validated the match. There we go. So there we go. For, however, temporarily, Caldagum is up at the top of the table with the Wood Elven team at Red Hides the Blood. So let's see. So schedule coming up. We have your team, Huanchi, against How Good People Turn Evil. How Good People Turn Evil. That's Hindu. That's Hindi. That's going to be on, I think if I could have written down already.
Tomorrow at, I think...
3.
Yeah, 3 British time and 4 our time. Because we're both in the same time zone. Because he's from Germany.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will do my very best to get in and cover that one.
Cool.
I might be a little late on starting it because I've got some other stuff going on just beforehand. But either way, so ideally at 3 o'clock UK time tomorrow. So currently it's 12:27 in the UK. So 2.5 hours in the future, 2.5 hours and 1 day in the future, I suppose. What do you feel like your chances are? Let's have a quick look across at your squad and see how you're feeling about your bunch of blokes so far.
Yeah. Also, I decided to give dodge to my ball carrier Hobgoblin.
Oh, nice.
Didn't choose movement because I was like he couldn't keep up with the dwarves anyway. So I mean the dwarves can't keep up with the goblins, so it doesn't make sense to have in movement 7.
Wow, you've got a nearly level 5 bull centaur.
Yeah, I think he's going to die versus the werewolves. So,
well, if you do get him to level 5, which seems like it's not impossible by any means,
yeah,
what would they end up taking?
Probably tackle.
Oh wow, I love it. I mean, if 6 tackle isn't enough, then you could always get a 7th. I suppose Mighty Blow tackle is pretty heinous.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's have a quick look at How Good People Turn Evil in his team.
I'm afraid of necromantic teams. I don't know, I always play so bad versus necromantic. I always get focused too hard on the flesh golems and then I just get stuck in it. I don't know. But I don't see Mighty Blow Claw.
No Mighty Blow Claw.
But movement 9 werewolf. Holy fuck.
That's so
with Ranty on the other. Yeah, I think that's a 1-turner potential right there.
With block and dodge. And some tackle as well to potentially chase your ball carriers around.
More guard than I have, which is not hard to achieve right now.
This is such a crisply leveled up Underworld team. It's almost gross. Like, you've got 2 flesh golems both with block. Like, ugh.
Also, the dirty player already. Yeah, fun.
Like, yeah, literally the only thing that's better than this. I mean, I guess it's a little bit arguable with the plus movement because of what it allows you to do, but
yeah, certainly
getting your Mighty Blow on the werewolves is, of course, amazing alongside the claw. But man, bad plays working. You don't get to see many movement 9 players who, because you of course you get the gutter runners, and I guess occasionally they get horns or dauntless to be able to do shenanigans with them. But most of the time, you're not dealing with movement 9 players. You can actually chase your ball carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf is a gutter runner. Can't look up, you are correct. Oh boy.
This
So-
will be very, very interesting.
What's your prediction? What's your prediction for the result of the upcoming game tomorrow?
I hope 2-0 for me.
2-0 for you.
I hope.
How is that going to happen? Are you just going to murder all of the...
Yes. I try to murder. But to be honest, this could be a 0-0 or 1-1 outcome too. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the werewolf can score from like half across the pitch, so yeah.
I suppose at least you've got tons of tackle, and a lot of the defensive prowess of the werewolf and the ghoul is relying on dodge.
The thing is, my fast pieces don't have tackle, so my bull centaur can chase the werewolves, but can't knock them over. At least the movement 9, because no tackle on them.
Yes,
that's why I want tackle for fast pieces with dodge.
That makes sense. And I guess eventually you could maybe get, I don't know, like piling on or something to go with that.
Yeah, that would also be nice. Frenzy would also be nice.
Yes, I do think the bull centaurs are one of the most nonsense pieces in the game, with all of the stuff they start with. But are you at all missing your minotaur who you parted ways with?
No,
you're not missing him at all.
Really.
Okay.
Good thing he's gone.
Well, there you go, guys. So again, tomorrow at 3 o'clock UK time, we'll be doing the coverage of Huanqi's Red Bull Chorfing team up against Hindi's How Good People Turn Evil Necromantic team. It's going to be Claw versus Hoof. It should be a bloodbath. We've got 2 great coaches, 2 great teams, and a battle for a place at the top of plans as we come to the halfway point. Once this day is done, only 2 more days to determine who will be going through as the number 1 pick from Play in Division A to the main playoffs themselves, and the second place of the Challenger Cup. For everyone else, it's back to obscurity once more. We'll see if Huanqi is able to do it. Huanqi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll get to do it again down the line. But for now, good luck tomorrow, and we'll see